It's a horrible feeling to be stun gunned. You may have a personal experience, and you may have also seen someone else experience the stun gun. The stun gun really is that situation where you're put on the spot or you're at risk for public humiliation, that moment when you may not have an answer, or the situation is so volatile in the room that what you say can make the difference between you being seen with high respect and credibility, or that you go crashing to the bottom, never to be seen or heard from again. As we walk through the stun gun and what you can do, be thinking about that personal experience and apply this to yourself, or even to that situation where you've thought of someone else. It boils down to this, something we've already talked about: emotional intelligence. And if you remember, in the mindset that we need to have, we really have to manage our parent and our child and put ourselves into adult mode on purpose. To manage the stun gun, you have to do three things: refocus your attention, refresh your mindset, and then respond. When I say refocus, that means focus out from the person attacking you and draw energy from the people in the room. Second, it's okay to refresh and take a breath before you respond. You don't have to respond immediately. And then third, have an autoresponder prepared. And when I say autoresponder, it's basically a tool where you acknowledge and recognize the person who is stun gunning you and providing yourself an out-of-office statement so that you can get back and recover from that stun gun. For example, it might sound something like this: "Thank you for that thought or question. I'd like to think about that. Can I connect back with you within 24 hours? Or how about this one? I really appreciate that feedback. Tell me more about what you're thinking." That is a really simple autoresponder that you can throw out to buy yourself more time to recover from the attack. How about, "That's interesting. Tell me more." The whole point of using an autoresponder is you don't have to absorb that, and you don't have to take it upon yourself and be defensive. What's happening is that person is misbehaving. Your job is to be the adult in the situation, buy yourself time to recover from the stun gun, and then give a very thoughtful response. We're about to focus on something that I call deflecting. It's a concept that I teach in the School of Executive Presence, and it's really designed for two parties: for you and how you manage yourself, and it's also designed to help manage others and the way that they perceive things. We have a tendency to sometimes take on everybody's problems, and my goal in your development of emotional intelligence is not to take on other people's problems, but to really be self-aware about what you take on and what you don't take on. So we're going to learn some concepts that have to do with reflecting and accepting, but also autoresponders. Here we go. I want to share a method with you that I call reflect instead of accept. We, in so many circumstances, feel like we have to take on other people's emotions and all of their baggage, and that simply isn't true. When you're going toe-to-toe with someone and they're showing up with heated conversation and maybe even trying to intentionally attack you, then it is time to go to war. And so forget about diplomacy, put it on the back burner for a moment. Your goal is to not accept their behavior and take it upon yourself to have to solve that problem. So you've actually been using a couple of tools that help you to reflect, and one of those is the listening coach. That's why I say it's so powerful. You can really deflect by summarizing back what you're seeing a person do. For example, let's say someone's showing up very badly and they're yelling or they're very heated. You can simply use the listening coach and say, "Hey, what I'm observing right now is that you're really angry and frustrated about this situation. Tell me more about that." That gives that person a chance to reset, and it really neutralizes some of the angst that's happening in the air. Reflecting really is holding up a mirror to the other person and showing them what they are doing and how they're showing up in the business world. Usually when people see that they're behaving badly, they will take their foot off the gas pedal and back up a little bit and try to calm themselves. And that's just a normal human response. But we have a tendency to, once we reflect, say, oh, let me help you, and I'm so sorry you're feeling that way. Well, there's really no reason for you to be sorry about their emotions because they're choosing to demonstrate those emotions. Your job is simply to reflect back what you're experiencing and talk about, hey, how can we go forward? Another deflection tool that you have been using is the autoresponder. It's the perfect tool to use, especially when someone's going to war with you and has stun gunned you. Just as a refresher, if you remember, an autoresponder might sound something like this. Thank you for that feedback. I'd like to chew on that for a little while and get back to you tomorrow. What would be a good time? Or, thank you for that observation. Tell me more about what you're thinking. Now you notice that I didn't take it on and become defensive and it's all about me, me, me. It's about, tell me more about what you're thinking. Tell me more about you. So we want to make sure that that person understands that you're not their customer service representative. You are an equal in the room. You deserve to be at that table and you have an ABC mindset. If we recall ABC mindset, you have abundance. You have everything that you need. You don't need anything more. You don't need anything less. You have to believe that you deserve to be in that room, and you do. And then you have to have the courage to stand up and go toe-to-toe with people when they are trying to make themselves look better at your own expense. Three, break the standoff by asking how we can get to a solution. This is something that I use with my spouse quite a bit because he does like to have a good argument every once in a while. And we have fun at it. We have fun sparring. But if we have a serious situation and I find that we really are in an impasse, I simply ask the question, what can we do to get to a solution? Usually that helps to fast forward everything and get everybody focused on what needs to happen and what actions need to take place. Welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed learning about the 5-part strategy and the very powerful tools that I've introduced to you. Some of these tools may seem very simple, but wow, once you start practicing them and slowly implementing them into your daily life, you're going to start seeing a change. You're going to see a change in the way that people are reacting towards you. You're going to see a change in the way that you feel about yourself, and you're finally going to start to feel in that place of being in control of yourself, your emotions, the way that you think, and the way that you act. So I encourage you now to go ahead and download your workbook so that you can start working through some reflections, some experiments, and some challenges around these tools. I'm excited to be seeing you again in our 4th and final module where you'll be able to practice these tools in some real-life business scenarios, and we'll see how you show up with emotional intelligence. But for now, signing off, Angie Nuttall. Have a great day.